All right. All right. Uh, so the research that I've been making, much of it, it is the title of it is Religious Liberty or Death. Um, Patrick Henry and Religious Concepts of American Liberty. Now, not in love with the title, but I guess that's neither here or there. Uh, but the kind of overall goal, the point that I was that is being made with the research is to kind of explore what American liberty is and the understanding of it, the source of it. Where do we get these ideas of you know what truly is free. What truly is. America is very much known as idealistically is about liberty. We got Lady Liberty and all kinds of iconography, including liberty. And so it was like I want to explore, wanted to clearly define, hey, what is this, and especially kind of focusing on the what religious liberty is and how true liberty, not true liberty, or like the liberty apart from religious liberty, because there's a distinction, um, is actually in and of itself religious liberty as well, because the foundation of liberty as defined in America, through our founders, and our history, is ultimately religious. And I was going to kind of hone in on that with a focus on Patrick Henry, who is extraordinarily famous for his political speeches and his understanding of American liberty and his understanding of religious liberty and his promotion and advocacy for it. And so I, of course, utilize his Liberty or Death speeches in the title, and would utilize much of his kind of other political activities and his other political speeches and actions and whatnot, kind of focusing on his connection to a much bigger picture. And that's the kind of goal of focusing on him, is to to show a much bigger picture on a small scale, to show truly what American liberty and religious liberty would be as portrayed through Patrick Henry, kind of using him as like a microcosm of this broader discussion. And that's the key arguments to kind of present that, hey, Patrick Henry was extraordinarily influential on not only other founders, but just the general American public. He kind of pushed and promoted and kind of inspired the will of the people, which the country was founded upon. It was and so in the will then was a largely Christian attitude, and it was a changing time, but it was a time that was truly kind of established within these long traditions and these long held beliefs. And some of the kind of discoveries I've made, I've used a bunch of different sources and works, kind of in collecting research, and I used secondary wise, I used a bunch of Thomas Kidd in his work on religious liberty, American religious history, which he's phenomenal in. Mark David Hall, Daniel Dreisbach, John Kukla, I think is how you pronounce his name. He did a biography on Patrick Henry. It's fantastic. It's pretty great, but it focuses on the inverse of the more so actual political aspects of it, so you can kind of get weighted. You can kind of compare and contrast. And a lot of the stuff I found was that Patrick Henry was actually far more inspiration. I mean, I guess inspirational is a good word to use. Inspirational to the public than, or at least I previously considered. I believed it was more of just word of mouth, and it was more of his kind of inclusion and his involvement in the revolution itself later on, his militia work, his political activity, that kind of had kind of taken a small aspect of his character, of his history, and kind of made it this huge story. And it was something that kind of trickled down throughout time, and it wasn't necessarily significant during his time. Kind of like an example is like Washington and the cherry tree. Like, did it actually happen? But it's a huge story that everyone kind of recognizes and understands. And and through that notoriety, through that fame, he was able to kind of to not only be the speaker of these kind of grassroots, kind of ground level evangelical Great Awakening type beliefs that were being pushed, these Protestant ideals that were kind of being that have been in America, that have been present since the early colonies, that had come with the Pilgrims and the Puritans, and it started to kind of spread, and as more came in, it started to become a wider topic, and it became this bigger issue. And so that was kind of the one of the many conclusions that I've come to find with these works. And so it's definitely like it feels like a passion project, but it's something I've definitely enjoyed, and I've had a great time researching and studying and reading and all that. So, but yes, highly recommend looking more into Patrick Henry, and also joining in the bigger discussion of the origin of American liberty, and kind of the history, particularly the kind of religious Christian history of it. But yes, all right, thank you.